Hey, a great Thursday morning. It is a beautiful morning in the city of Brownsville, and a couple of minutes late, like 7 minutes late, but
Oh wow.
it's not due to Roman not waking up this time. It's due to the fact that our internet for some reason went down here at the office, and I don't know why. I mean, I paid my bill. I think the internet is down. Oh, yeah, for second day of trustee elect and no internet yet. Everything's going to crap. But
Uh, reach out to
it's
your vendors. Reach out to your vendors. Maybe
para
that'll
que,
work.
para que me componga el internet. Oye,
Mm.
necesito conseguirme un vendor que me compre Depends diapers y me lo cambie el pañal.
Everything.
Disgusting, dude. Yeah.
I was, telling my assistant, I said, like, well, ya estoy llegando a la edad. I'm getting to that age where I'm going to need someone to hose it down.
No, take care of your health. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, I'm doing my best.
Be
But
good.
it has been a couple of weird days these past 2 days. A whirlwind. I mean, it's funny because like at you've been at the uh, it's like everyone is calling, texting, message. Everyone's like, we were with you, right?
Ah, yeah, right, right. Like,
Right, Kat?
did they ever even call you to wish you good luck and stuff like that? I mean,
Nada.
they right, but all of a sudden, yes, they're your buddies, right?
You know
Unfortunately, it is what it
Kathy,
is.
the classic. I was working on the down low, right? You
Yeah.
know,
But you know what? Believe it or not, we know right away who's really who's out there with us and who's really supporting us, who's really wanting for us to fully represent them. And I'm happy that you brought me on board because I think we need to discuss or bring awareness to the people that are listening. Because during the campaign, none of that is discussed, none of that is talked about,
no,
and they elect people that really it's all about the status quo, which I hope it doesn't become that with you, right? Because I will remind you. I tell people, they ask me, because I ran into a couple of people who say, well, I don't vote, but I'm going to go vote because of you and so forth, right?
yeah,
And I said, well, that's the problem. That's the problem. And it's not just here. I was up in Nebraska, and the same complaint is the same complaint we have here. People don't go out. We have to pull people to go out and vote, literally. And if they only knew that they're part of the problem as to why certain things don't happen or why certain corruptions exist. That's
continues.
the bottom line. That's the bottom line. But being a board member, you have a big role. So I wanted to be able to bring that to light, because nobody really ever talked about the roles of a board and the plan and how are you going to put it into to play to make sure that we can get to where we need to get, because the district is struggling. The district, we have complaints from teachers and I feel and I sympathize with the teachers. I really do, because I have teachers in my own family, I have educators in my own family, and it's unfortunate because people complain, but it's all the administration. It falls down in the leadership and
Yeah,
administration and the board. They align themselves, and if they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing and they're not listening to what's really is happening in the classrooms, that's why we have the issues that we have, unfortunately. I mean,
What exactly are they complaining about?
well, they're complaining about the no support. The staff doesn't have the support. So you have and
But
you
what does
don't
that
know.
even mean, though?
Okay, let me explain to you. That's why we're
Mm.
having this conversation. Okay, because as parents, if we don't know how it works and how it rolls, then we're lost. Okay, I've been a parent, I've been an employee, I've been
But
in
that's not
different
parent. You're
stages.
saying staff. Like,
But let me tell
what
you,
are their concerns?
I'm going there, Roman. So
Mm.
the teachers, let's say that there's a child that's having trouble in class, not behaving, so they send them to the to the office where they're supposed to be sent, like they used to, like they've always had. Okay, so then they call the parent. The parent is not one of those type of parents that they support. The miss, the discipline type, because you take them to IDEA, you take them to charter schools. They're not going to tolerate misbehavior. They're not. They're not going to tolerate these Daisy Duke shorts They're not going to tolerate halfway pants. They are uniformed. And you
Mhm.
know how it all starts? Parents understanding discipline, teachers that know that they have to have the respect in the classroom, not only from the students, but also from the administration. And if the administration is not supporting any of that, there's chaos. And believe
Mhm.
me, there's chaos right now in the district.
I'm
They're
Mm.
back.
losing students. They're losing students financially. The district is not as strong as what it used to be because they don't even the money that is being spent is being spent inappropriately. You know, you have Resaca Elementary. They keep doing work on it. I'm getting ready to ask for information about Resaca because it's become a very nice school, but you know, it's the same thing. They pumped in all this money into Cummings, and then all of a sudden Cummings is going to be shut down. So you pumped in 10 million, 15 million, and where did that money come from? You could have pumped in that money to some other schools that needed it. You have Garce Elementary named after a federal judge, the very first Hispanic judge. I don't think anybody really did the history about that school as to why it was named after that, you know, the judge, respectful judge.
Well,
And you go, the air conditioned units are in good shape. The school is
Okay,
in
so
good
let's
shape.
go back to what you were saying earlier,
And
Kathy.
then okay, so I'm going through it
No, no, but I
all.
know, but yeah, I
Okay,
understand. But I
so the
wanted to.
teachers are having trouble because they don't have the administration support. Okay,
Okay,
that's one. Number two,
so but
administration.
I get that. But okay, let's
You
tackle
have
that. I mean,
administrators that don't know even how to put a budget together. So you have budget issues in the campus, and the campus sometimes
no, but
don't
you don't
even
understand. I want to ask you about that other issue you brought
have
up. Okay,
about
because
the
like,
parents, about the
yeah,
okay.
yeah. So you're the. I agree with you that people don't dress properly and they get in trouble and they really should do something about that. I
There's a
get
lot
it.
more than that.
No,
A lot
I
more
get
than
it, but the problem that the administration has, and I'm not defending the administration because God knows I'm not a big fan of them either. Um, they they're trying to figure out how can we keep students because they're not parents are like, well, I'll go someplace else. And for me, it's like, well, then leave. I don't care. I don't want you around. Go someplace else. You have other options. You don't like it, leave. But somebody, but then then the school district loses money because that child's not here. So I guess they're trying to balance it
that.
out to try to keep students. I'm not sure if that's really
So you have,
the best
let's talk
answer,
about everything how it starts. Okay. The state gives you average daily attendance. Okay. They
right?
give to all the state of Texas. That's what they do. Okay. So if we're losing students, we're losing students don't leave the name of the company. It's like adults. Adults don't leave companies, they leave management. So guess what? Parents are leaving schools because they feel that they don't feel safe. Their kids are not safe in school. They feel that there's all this chaos going around. There's drugs going into our campuses.
Which has
A
been
lot,
going on at
a lot
BISD
more,
and
a lot
both.
more, a lot
Mm,
more. Okay, a
mm,
lot more. Let's go back to what it was and what it is now.
mm,
There's a lot of issues. There's a lot of issues. And if you
mm,
don't understand it and you don't comprehend how it's supposed to be processed, then that's why we're in the situation that we're in.
mm,
Okay. I bring the knowledge because I used to work for the school district. Okay. I was a parent. I was a parent also with someone that was, my child is dyslexic. So I struggle with the needs and stuff. And you need to provide the service. And that's that. Bottom line.
mm,
So when you have parents that go out there and they want to make sure that they have the best quality of education, right? And then they feel that it's not, then what's going to happen? The parent's going to go and pull them out, and the parent's going to take them to the next system that's in place because they feel that that's where their child. I'm a BISD product. I'm a
But I'm
BISD
not talking about those parents. I'm talking
product.
about the parents that are like that don't take care of their kids. That's
Well,
the
the
ones that you
parents.
were saying that
Okay,
you're
no,
not getting the support to go after those kids. That
there's two types. There's two types. Okay,
right.
so you have the ones that that want the seriousness of what an education is. Okay,
Mm,
they send their kids to get an education. Then you have the others that have there's a gap that we haven't been able to close because again, in the area that we're in, and they're in all areas. We have them all over. But at the same time, we're keeping the ones that we have to struggle more with, the ones that need attention, the ones that fall under a special program, like you're dyslexic, like all
And
these other
they have to,
at risk,
because
at risk.
idea and other I'm just going to say idea in general, like charter schools don't have those
They
kinds of
don't.
programs.
They
They
don't.
don't.
They don't.
So
And we're
we
gonna
get
keep them. And
yeah,
we're
we
gonna keep them.
yeah, BIS keeps
That's
yeah.
that's what BISD is gonna become. Okay,
Yeah.
because obviously we're losing all these students that
Mhm.
parents have discipline with them, and that the teachers don't struggle. But even those, the parents that their kids are disciplined, they're pulling them out. You go to IDEA, they tell you, oh, we have a waiting list of 500, 600 students. You go to Harmony, they have a waiting list of 1,800 students. These parents are paying attention. We have schools that the maintenance have not been kept up. Why? It's beyond me. Do they have the right person there? Probably not.
Mhm.
There's a
So
lot of
earlier you okay, so earlier you were saying something about, not the status quo. We had four election, four races. You the school district kept the board president, the school district kept the vice president. One seat was open, so there was going to be a brand new person in that race, and that was in Erasmus's race that he won. And then the other race you had Minerva and Marisa, which was essentially a tie. um, I mean, granted, Miss Peña won. Um, she'd been board member for 3.5 years. Marisa was a board member for 6 months, so it's basically the status quo. So it seems like the people, the voters were okay with it. So you're saying they wanted the status quo change. They seem to be okay with whatever
I'm not
was
saying that we wanted
BIPIC.
the status quo change. Don't
No, but you're
misinterpret.
saying that Erasmo needs to go in and change everything up
No,
because
I'm not
the
saying that you
parents
need
don't
to
want
go
to
and change.
status
No,
quo.
Roman, let me go over the things, and I think Erasmo knows the responsibilities of a board member, because the responsibilities of a board member, it's hiring and evaluating the superintendent. That's one. Then you have the community relationships. Okay, you have community relationships. Doesn't Erasmo have any input?
I'm just
So
waiting for him to say something. I'm like, do I
example.
have any kids? Okay, you must be new to me. So yeah, I do. So apparently I'm not able to speak unless I have kids, which I do, and I'm not allowed to say anything if I don't. Oh, okay. Thanks for limiting me. Like, whatever.
Well, I know
Okay,
that
keep
your
going.
child went to BISD, so and my kids
Yeah.
went to, and I was very blessed because at that time the district was in a better situation.
Yeah.
We had
Well,
fifty-two
I
thousand
mean,
students back then. So
one of the problems that the school district is having is you don't they're so for they're still existing as though they have 50,000 students, which they don't. And they haven't done, like somebody was saying, I think Alvela was saying, administrators are not financially responsible. They haven't been financially responsible for years because they're still treating people like, they still have so many staff members when they don't have as many students and they're top heavy, like Erasmus
okay,
consistently has
so
said. Yeah.
So you have your superintendent, you have your board members, superintendent, the area assistant superintendents, and then the principals or the directors. Okay. Everybody has a budget. Everybody has a budget. Okay. So it starts with a board understanding the federal funds, state, local, supplemental funding. So when you have all that, you get the money, and then you say, okay, so the campus has X amount of students. How much money do they need to run their campus? That's how it works. Maintenance and facilities are the ones that are supposed to be maintaining the campuses on a year to year basis. They're supposed to have also a budget to be able to maintain our schools, which they haven't. Something's not right. Something has gone really wrong. And you know what? I don't want to hear about COVID and COVID and COVID. It's gone. If you had it together, if you had it together, I mean, people were still going to school online. It's my understanding that that's what they were doing, correct? Or am I wrong?
Mm.
Right? Because my son was a teacher in another district, and they were doing the same thing. So they're still submitting documentation that students are attending, and they still get the funding. Now they're whining and complaining, well, the state is holding money. Fine. When I was on the board, the state did the same thing. What did we do? We looked at our budget. We made sure that whatever was not necessary to be spending money on, don't spend it. Start cutting where you need to cut, but not where it's going to hinder the system that educates our students and that our teachers aren't getting what they need. Right now, children are even taking rims of copier paper. I had never heard of such a thing where students have to take a rim of white copier paper. What's going on? I saw the list of students, everything that they need nowadays. It's grown. It's getting bigger by the minute.
Well,
So,
I
you
guess
know,
because schools are providing less. I mean, they were probably at a point providing more of that kind of stuff. Well, let me
and
tell
you
you
know
what.
what? And you know what, Erasmo, I congratulated you. I called you. You will be. Yeah, I mean, I know you're very outspoken. I really believe that you will do what you got to do. But at the same time, it's accountability to everybody.
Oh,
I mean, even citizens are supposed to be held accountable. Even we are supposed to be held accountable.
let me say that
I'm gonna step
one,
out
one,
just for a
one
little
of
bit. Just,
one of the questions that I've gotten, and I hope we discuss it, is from everyone that I've run into from the district. They say like, well, what do you plan to do? And I think one of the things that Kathy mentioned was kind of on the fair side, in the sense that we sorry, right? We really didn't hear. And let me tell you, Roman, throughout this these forums that we had, you really didn't hear candidates that were expressive in regards to what are your plans, and it's trippy because una de las cosas que me habían dicho, una de las cosas que me habían dicho es de que Erasmo, está bien que hables en los en vivos en cuanto a lo que está mal con el distrito. Queremos saber, I'm sorry, queremos saber qué vas a hacer tú to make it different, to make a difference. ¿Qué es lo que vas a hacer tú, Erasmo? Y one of the things that I mentioned to everyone that I've run into is, guys, if you've been listening to me for the past 4 or 5 years, that's exactly. I've already mentioned to you exactly. Think about me. I've already mentioned exactly what I want. What I want to do, is whilst on the board. And again, one of the things that I've mentioned, and I'll continue to stand by, is uh, we've got we've got to have an audit. Got to have an audit. And I personally, as I'm meeting with the superintendent today, and I'm going to let him know these are the things that I'm expecting as a board member. I want an audit. I want to find out what happened
But
to our.
didn't they vote for an audit already?
No,
I was pretty sure they voted for an audit already.
no.
They
They just requested for individuals to come back and be specific in regards to what they want to audit.
No, I was pretty sure that they did. They actually did approve an audit, and that some people weren't happy with it, with what they wanted.
Mm, I think they haven't. And again, I need to go back and ask.
Because the wording that Denise voted and said this is what we're going to do for an audit, it got approved, did it not, at that board meeting?
I don't think so.
Because okay,
I think it got tabled again.
I was pretty sure they got approved, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
okay, but on another note, you need to know exactly. Is it the SHARS account? Is it maintenance and facilities account?
So
Guys,
you want to
let's be
spend how
real.
much money to be able to do an audit,
You have to
like
be
that
able to
large audit?
You have to be able to dissect. Okay,
Oh no, I get it. No,
you
I
cannot
get it.
understand it unless you see how much money has come in and where it's gone. And I believe that for the past 3 4 years, there has been some fundings.
So every single year, as you are a board member and so with Erasmo, every single year there's an external audit that's done. It's usually presented by an external auditor. It used to be, Carlos Cascos' firm, and I don't know if they're still doing it now, but it used to be him. So there was some sort of an audit done every single year because they're required by law. But what you're asking for is a forensic audit that is going to cost millions of dollars to be able to do an
It's
audit.
not going to cost millions.
100,
They go out for RFPs. They go out
No,
for.
no, I don't think it's that cheap, Erasmo. I don't think it's
Oh,
$150,000. But
that's
for
so
what
much.
you all are asking for like pretty much everything and anything, right? Because they're
No,
like throwing things to the
well,
wall and they'll put
No,
sticks, right?
again,
I didn't say that. I didn't
again,
say that that's what I wanted.
if they
No, no,
understand
but I mean,
their
I've
account,
heard all kinds of like, not just from you, but from Kathy and others, like, oh, we're going to do all these kinds of audits. They keep everything you want keeps costing money.
I didn't say that they're going to do everything they want. They have to focus on the area where the majority
Mm.
of this funding has been spent.
Well, there
Let's
were some
not
people that
let's
wanted to
not
go all the way back to
let's
2000
okay.
when the
History.
billboard was approved, right? They wanted to go
Well,
all the way because we haven't had a forensic audit in like 10 years.
Well,
That's what I'm saying. That there are everybody seems to have an opinion as to what it is. It
no, I don't think
balloons and
I
balloons
don't
and
think that's
balloons.
what happened. I think that in regards to the scoreboard, I think it was brought up by Eddie Garcia in regards to the scoreboard, but more than anything, pointing back to okay, the way that it played out was Carlos Elizondo, had requested an audit, and I think I actually watched this meeting, and Eddie Garcia says, well,
Mm.
okay,
I
that's
think I
fine.
was at that meeting, but okay.
Yep, okay, so but he said
I'm
that
like, because you say, "Oh, I actually watched the meeting." Well, I was actually at the meeting, so why are you throwing that out there? Because you're making it seem
okay,
like I didn't see
so
it or don't know what happened.
no. You see, this is part of the issue. I wasn't referring to that. I was referring to I
Okay.
don't watch all the meetings, but
Okay, yeah, I don't watch all the
this
meetings
this
either, and I'm not
meeting
at all the meetings
I
either.
I
Yeah.
I watched. So Eddie Garcia says, well, let's go back and go all the way to the scoreboard and start requesting an audit in regards to the scoreboard. What he was trying to do is throw it back into Carlos Elizondo's court because Carlos Elizondo was a board member when the scoreboard was bought.
Right. Uh-huh.
And again, and
I
that's
was too. And I was too. And let me tell you, we had issues. We argued the point. And you know what? Because I was on the minority, it didn't matter. And that's why I told Erasmo, let's have this meeting because you know what? We need to clear, we need to make clarification of to how things can get done in the district
Well,
and
and wasn't the
understanding the
person that wanted
responsibilities of the board members and not just individual board members as a whole because when they have personal agendas and they still have backdoor deals that they have to pay the price for. Hey, knock knock, I helped you out, I gave you for your campaign, time to put that agenda item and bring it on to vote, and here's where the money comes back to me. I mean, there's a lot of issues that happen while you're there serving, and that's what I'm telling you, like the role of a board member, it's a lot of responsibility, but if you don't answer or you don't understand it and you can't get the answers that that are necessary, that's where it all goes down. And when you have these board members, there's a division, you're not going to be able to do a lot either because you're going to be, I've been there, I've been in that situation. And let me tell you, if they don't ask the right questions, we're not going to get anywhere.
but
And if they're
essentially
not,
they
if they don't have, if they're not ethically really serving you,
but the voters wanted division
well,
okay,
essentially.
so let the voters then. But let me tell you, I voted. But if I don't like what I'm seeing, I'm going to go and voice my concern because I
Again,
have that right.
but again, they essentially wanted this a split again. The only difference is now you have Minerva back. Have her little 6 month vacation essentially, and she's back to being with Frank and Carlos. You have Jessica and Daniela back, and the only difference is Erasmo. That's the difference right there. Like that.
I can tell you what's
So
going
they
to happen.
wanted essentially division still because if the voters, and that's who spoke, wanted not division, they would have voted an entire freaking slate, and they
Well,
didn't.
and a slate
And
doesn't
they
make a
didn't.
difference either. I'm going to tell you, a slate will not make a difference.
So
It's
the voters are
understanding.
screwed either
No,
way, or what?
let me tell you, if the voters don't know who they're really voting for,
All
that's the
right.
problem.
Okay.
Okay, because some of them don't have the entire experience or the background necessary in order for them to
So
ask the right
did you
question.
want a slate to happen? Did you want a complete new change of the board? And I
It would have
mean,
been probably better that the board would
okay.
have had
So
a,
but
a,
it didn't happen. So
a
the
different
voters didn't do that.
and,
The
and
voters
they
didn't
didn't
do
do
it.
that. So guess what? Ni modo. We ride the wave, and that's what it is. I mean, how many times
So
have we done
you're
this?
upset that there might be division. There's gonna
No,
be division no
no.
matter what. It's gonna be a
But
four
you know
three
what?
one way or the other.
You know what? At the end of the day, the ones that know how the business should run, we're the ones that can ask the questions. We're the ones that can go and request for public information. And not even at that, because sometimes they don't want to give you the public information because they have the upper hand. They
Mhm.
use the attorney to deny or for you to just walk away and get tired and ignore the fact that there's something that needs to happen. That's the
como
bottom line, Roman.
Mhm.
como miembro de la mesa directiva del distrito escolar, somos elegidos para ver de arriba hacia abajo, administración, el dinero que ganan, el dinero que reciben, cómo lo gastan, para asegurar de que no se haya mal usado, no se haya regalado y que el dinero el cual recibe el distrito escolar como administración sea distribuido a aquellos de los cuales se intentó, por lo cual lo
Como debe de
recibimos.
ser apropiadamente
Sí,
distribuido.
con los
Cuando no
alumnos.
se distribuye bien, entonces ahí es donde vienen los problemas, porque
Exactamente.
desafortunadamente no lo están enviando los dineros, los fondos federales, los fondos estatales, los fondos locales, porque el distrito escolar se maneja de la manera donde hay varias cuentas que reciben dinero, fondos del Estado, que son los impuestos, fondo local, que son los impuestos de las propiedades, ¿verdad? Porque son el estatal te manda por cada estudiante que atiende, que tiene que asistir a la escuela, ¿ok? Entonces, y este es otro punto, cuando tenemos gente que se elige y no sabe comunicarse con los dos idiomas y no entiende el negocio. O sea, como yo soy una, gracias a Dios, ¿verdad? Porque mis padres me enseñaron los dos idiomas. Bueno, el sistema educativo me enseñó a mí. Entonces, gracias a Dios, el distrito escolar que a mí me pudieron educar y estoy muy agradecida. Pero desafortunadamente la gente en la comunidad no se involucra. Los padres de familia, solamente un porcentaje. Y hay muchos problemas que tenemos en el sistema educativo porque obviamente la administración no lo está manejando como debe de ser.
It's really good stuff. Sí, Lupita, y cualquier duda, pregunta. Let me say, one of the questions that I've been asking in regards again to, what do you want? What do you plan to do? Again, what I've stated in regards to the promises that I've made to the community, I'm going to hold strong to. But going back into what Kathy and Roman were discussing, yeah, it is a kind of a dynamic right now in the district to have three individuals on one side and three individuals on the other side. I mean, that's very, very well marked. So, now is the time to sit down with individuals individually, not to form a quorum, but start getting the priorities straight. And and again, one of the things that I'm going to mention this afternoon, tengo una cita con el superintendente. Una de las cosas de las cuales voy a pedir es de que al entrar, yo sí quisiera saber qué pasó en el distrito en cuanto al dinero que recibimos del gobierno, los millones de dólares, cómo se usaron, porque ese dinero era para los maestros y para los alumnos. Entonces necesitamos saber si parte de ese dinero se usó para cubrir los hoyos que estas mismas mesas directivas anteriores causaron en el distrito. Just to find out. And I don't think that it's going to be a $1 million type of audit, because you're not doing it a whole sweep of the whole district. The other area that is very, very concerning, I think Kathy mentioned this, is maintenance. And,
Oh, major, major issues.
and
I've talked to employees, they don't even have, they're using old lumber, old material to go in place in schools and do repairs with old material. Come on, guys. This is not right. Somebody's not running the district the way they should, or somebody's not asking. And that's why it upsets me, because let me tell you, we all pay property taxes. And you know what? The tax rate is determined by them, by the board members. So not only do they want to for us to pass a bond, they're going to present a bond, right? Okay, so you've closed schools. You don't have enough money left to do what you have to do, or you're not budgeting properly, or you're not understanding how to budget, or you have so many backdoor deals that you need to be able to repay those people that pumped in the money so you can get elected. Because an election is very expensive. I can
very,
tell you, very expensive.
yeah,
Not for Erasmo.
Well, thank God that he got elected with I didn't spend a lot either, but hey, it didn't happen. But I have a lot on my plate, to tell you the truth. I have a business to run. I do real estate. I have family. I mean, I have a lot going on. And
Yeah, I
trust
get,
me,
get it.
even
No,
at
I
that,
understand, but
I don't keep my mouth shut, because I can always go to the meeting and
oh,
speak my mind.
yeah. Um, but as far as the budget mismanagement, when they did raise taxes, I mean the tax rate is higher. The they got more money with the tax rate that they approved. They've eliminated debt. Essentially, I don't think they even have a debt service at this point because they paid it all off, and now people want to go for a bond. They're reusing things because they don't have the funding to be able to do it. You have, Daniela out there, and she got reelected. Congratulations to her. I didn't vote for her. Um, she went over and she was complaining that the state is not providing enough funds for the school district. It's
And
not
she's going to
true.
continue to do it if she doesn't, if they don't get, if they don't get creative and innovative. You know what needs to happen immediately? How are we going to change the
Hmm.
tune or the system to where we can really have that assurance for parents to understand that we're going to do the job that we need to do. Okay. And you know what, it's accountability all over. It's parents, the community is part of the accountability, because the board members can't do it all, the teachers can't do it all by themselves. And you know what, if parents get more involved like they do in charter schools, in charter schools they don't get involved, they call them up right away. They call them up right away. It's zero tolerance. Zero tolerance in charter schools. I know because my one of my family members had put their children there, and not even a year they came back. So the system BISD is a system where it can be a good system where parents feel relaxed, accepted, not forced, but at the same time where the parents have the responsibility to attend like they should. There's a lot of issues. There's too much going on and too much that has not been done in the district.
Hmm.
So the other, and the other again, I want to find out about an audit. The other thing that I want to request is, which I'm going to hopefully maybe email them today so they can have it ready for me by 1 o'clock. I want a copy of the agreement that was made between the city of Brownsville and the school district. I want to know what's in there. I want to know what our obligations are, and I want to know if there's a possibility of maybe revisiting the agreement that was made. Just want to find out. The other thing that again, maintenance department is concerning to me, and maintenance department is concerning to me because again, one of the things that I've as the was able to expose or share with the community was the fertilizer crap, fertilizer crap, the fertilizer issue. And and I just want to know why we have those pitfalls at maintenance department. And again, I don't know because I don't have that back information, and I haven't done the search of it yet. But I want to know if the individual that is running the maintenance department right now is qualified for the position. Mentioning that, I just want to find out. I'm not making accusations. The other thing that I want to find out is, I want to find out if there's any way that we could start to request from TASB a study in regards to upper administration. The Glass Palace. I want to study possible study from TASB to find out where we could start cutting from the top, because one of the things that I experienced back when I was on the board, they TASB came, they brought TASB down. TASB presented on ways so that we could cut staff, cut personnel, but they only presented individuals from teachers on down to individuals at food FNS. And I asked that, I said, well, wait a minute, where's the upper rung? Where's the top part of this presentation? Oh, well, we were requested to present this. Well, it's not enough. And again, so I want to find out if there's any way possibility to come in, because again, one of the things that Kathy mentioned, when you go down from 52,000 students to 32,000,
36,
well,
thirty-six thousand. And believe me, in the next 3 4 years,
But
we're probably
didn't
going to
they
go another
just do
2,000.
that? They just cut people. They were like complaining that, oh, we're gonna do it through attrition. We're gonna move people around. I know people that were moved around. They're moved from one being a director to now working
I,
some position that
again,
they're really like, why am I here?
I'm not there right now, but I just want to find out. I want
But
to know. I want to know.
they just did
Okay,
it. It was
I
public.
don't give a shit. Let
They
me
had a
finish.
big old
Let me
meeting.
finish. Let me finish what I'm going to say.
Okay.
What I want is I want to make sure that we've cut enough at the top, because again, going to close to half of your population, when back then, as far as I remember, there was the superintendent, and I think two individuals that were her administrative assistants, or three, I don't remember how they were, and that's it. And now it was a point sometime back that we had superintendent, two deputy superintendents, and like five or six AAs. Just doesn't make sense.
And,
So
and you know what, Erasmo, you're right. And that, TASB will come down, but TASB will give you, unfortunately, if the superintendent requests certain things and they're not including the board members in order for them to be able to strategically make the best decision for the district, that's where we have the problems. That's where the superintendent has to become a unified piece, and he needs to understand that the board has a lot of responsibility, and the board was elected to make sure that they pull through with their due diligence. Okay, they take an oath, that we all take an oath. And you know what, unfortunately, there's been too much going on. And it's a bond. They want a $400 million bond plus. I'm going on a 400 million, not even adding more to it. And they made these this, I think they made a group to register and see if they wanted to be part of the facilities, something facilities. I heard a couple of people that called me.
The facilities committee meeting is, I think, is today, and it's comprised of individuals from the community.
Individual, yeah, public community, right? So but let me tell you, because I worked in maintenance and facilities, so I understand the department so well. I also work at a campus. I mean, I'm one that knows the ins and outs. So that's why I'm asking Erasmo, do you understand? I'm sure he understands his role because he's already been there. But at the same time, it's, do the rest understand? Because it's been chaotic. It's been chaotic. I mean, you have a lot of issues. Look, school, I mean, if it's not one thing, it's another. So the district is struggling in many areas. Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez.
Well, again, I just want to know. I want to find out what's behind this. There's a couple of the positions, and again, I've already stated that because I've been asked, are you going to want to get rid of the superintendent? I said, absolutely not. I mean, I don't know on what he has done that is so grievous at this point, because maybe there's some back information in regards to what's going on there. I said, you usually, when you get on the board, you let the individual do their job, and that's just expect the superintendent and whoever else he has working for him, just do their job. Let them do their job. We cannot interfere in regards to governance, in regards to anything with the district. And I think that that's one of the things that a lot of individuals out there have surpassed that line. The only thing that I'm going to cross the governance thing on is I want them to bring back strawberry milk. I definitely want them to bring back strawberry milk and maybe even chocolate.
And I'm going to share this with you, Erasmo. The scoreboard, we had issues since the very beginning. And I remember that we questioned it. And right now, somebody put a question about the stadium. The stadium, I heard that is in dire need of structural repair. Okay, so that's another issue.
That was going on for a while. The issues at the stadium were going for a while. I think what's most concerning is they overpaid. Someone took
whatever they did.
$1 million. I'm not talking about pennies. A million.
Again, excuse me. Okay, so somebody's delegating this.
Wait, what did overpay $1 million for the scoreboard?
No, stadium.
The new parking lot and stuff like that. And new.
So
since you're eating, I don't understand what you're saying. Since you're eating.
So let's say that
I'm asking I don't know what he's talking. Oh God. I'm asking what part of Sam Stadium you're talking about. The parking lot. You're talking about the new concession stand area. What would pay for $1 million?
Well, again, I said that's what we know. I don't know anything else. I'm not there yet.
Ask for all the file, Erasmo. Ask for the file and just
ask for the records.
Go over it. Ask for the projects, the most recent projects, what has been spent, and then I mean.
But you're saying it was $1 million that was overspent. I'd like to know what was.
When anybody goes out for requests for proposals or RFQs or RFPs, you get the best people that are going to do the project and the ones that have good reputation, not your buddies. And that's another problem. When they hire contracted services that are going to come and do the work, but they're somebody's buddy, and then they don't do good quality of workmanship. And then where do taxpayers' dollars go? To somebody that owed somebody a favor. You see, that's the problem. That's been happening way too long.
So I want to go back to the $1 million.
Okay, answer him the $1 million question, por favor.
Well, no. The reason I'm asking, because you're saying they overpaid. We just had inflation like up the wazoo. What's your knowledge base that you're saying that they overpaid? I'm not saying that they didn't overpay, but we just had an election because we elected Trump because we're tired of the economy being overpaid. Everything's too damn expensive. But you're essentially accusing them of, paying backdoor
Okay,
deals
Erasmo,
and
answer his
doing that
million
stuff.
dollar
Like,
question because you're saying that they overpaid. Answer his $1 million question, or else he's not going to be comfortable.
It's not
no,
like
it's not that I'm not comfortable, Kathy. It's that you're making a bunch of accusations without actual
I
proof.
didn't make
And
that
I'm just no,
accusation of a
but
million.
people are making a bunch of things are
Roman,
happening all
Roman,
over.
stop.
Come on.
Because I did not say that they overpaid $1 million. That
He
didn't come out of
did.
my mouth. I didn't.
Okay, he did,
Erasmo
but
did.
he did. But
Okay,
yet
so
there's a lot
let's
of other
see.
things that are being said
So,
and
so
randomly,
let's
like
see.
we don't
Okay,
even
let's
know.
see. Let's see what he says. Did he hear from somebody? Did somebody happen to mention that they spent $1 million? I don't
Over a
know.
million dollars,
Okay,
it's way too
okay,
much. I think
okay.
that's what he said.
But let me tell you, in
that's
price
what I
per
said.
square foot
Oh,
in
what did you say,
commercial,
Erasmo?
Let me say again. Part of the things that we do is we obtain information from different parts,
Okay.
people in the community, and they asked for us to look into how uh, they wrote out a check, tipo Noble, tipo PUB,
Okay,
uh,
but that's QB. That's
for
not
a
Sam Stadium. I'm asking about Sam.
to a Nigerian prince, PUB to a Nigerian prince for $1 million, Noble $1.2 million. So apparently the same thing happened in regards to the money that was overpaid to someone.
So somebody did that
Yeah, in
potentially
the
here,
I
and
want
that
to find out.
pisses me off
Yeah,
because I think that's ridiculous.
and I want to find out. I want to find
Yeah,
out exactly, where the shortfall came in. Was it finance department? I mean, if that actually happened, if that happened, we want to know. It's $1 million,
that's a lot of money.
and to
That's why I'm
someone,
asking the
to an
question.
entity that gets $580 million a year, maybe like, oh, it's just one, but a huge amount of money that could have been used for more important
I
things.
agree.
other items that were more
Yeah.
important. Miss
So
Susan
I want to find
Hassel,
out.
yes, Miss Susan Hassel.
So,
Once you get there, you can ask for the file,
so
Erasmo, and ask them
again,
for all the payouts, everything that was done, all the payouts, invoices, you name
yeah.
it, and then you dissect it. Miss
So
Hassel, for your information, yes, Jubilee, Idea, they do have a board. They are appointed, they're not elected, and they have it together. I gotta you know what? That the district cannot have a small amount of students in a classroom, but yet Idea and Jubilee and everybody else, they do fine and they don't complain. They get the job done. But
no.
yet
They don't
here
have
we
special
had
needs
to close.
students. They don't
Here
have
we had to
504
close.
students,
Here we
and they
had
don't
to
have
close
athletics. They don't
schools.
have band. Of course,
Here
they're
we
getting
had
it
to
done.
close schools because they only had 10, 15 students in a classroom and they didn't have enough. But yet we can't do the role model that Jubilee has done and they've survived. Idea has survived with minimum 5, 10 students when they first started until they build up their force that they wanted. They had a plan in mind. And it took them a while to build up what they wanted. It really did. Because now they're at the point where they have a
No,
waiting
I'm
list.
not asking for Jessica. I'm asking for me because I want to know Daniel. Unlike some people, I want to actually know what he's talking about. If he's going to make a statement, I want to know what he's talking about. And I always ask him questions regardless, but whatever. But
Okay.
remember, she did get reelected.
Okay, that's and congratulations. She did get
Yeah, I'm
elected.
just saying it because
Okay,
I
that's
mean, like, oh,
fine.
I'm asking for Jessica. I'm not. I mean,
But
the voters apparently
let me
wanted that,
tell you,
so
at the end of
whatever.
the day, let me tell you, Roman, some of the people that are there, they have personal agendas. And that's reality check. Okay. Let's not go
But
any
I know,
further
didn't we
because it
just
is
spend
what
an
it
entire
is.
election saying
It
that
is
we
what
didn't
it
want to
is.
elect the sweeper of
What?
people that Carlos was in control of? Because I think it maybe
I
unless
was
maybe I'm
not part
putting.
of that sweep.
I know you weren't,
Okay. I
and
wasn't. I
neither
was
was
independent.
Erasmo,
And I've
and
always
neither
been
was
independent.
Erasmo. But that's why he's in the middle right now. So I don't know who has the personal agendas. I'm curious who you mean
Yeah,
by.
competitive system. You're correct, Mr. Ramirez. Unfortunately, it is what it is.
So I want to find out,
Scoreboard
what got us to this point that we lose a
So
million
I,
dollars
I'd like
here.
to know. Wait, I know Erasmo, but I'd like to know who's the one with the personal agendas on the board. Because you're saying some people have personal agendas. Who are
I
they?
Roman, please don't
Who are
play
they?
so blind.
Oh
Okay,
no,
look
I
it up.
just like to. I mean, if you're gonna say
I'm
names, I'd
sure
like to know
I'm not
names. I'd
gonna
like
say
to know
any
who they
names.
are.
You'll see it when
Okay.
you're the one that attends the board meetings. You
I
should know by
do,
now.
but I'm just curious
Please.
who does. I mean, you're gonna
Okay.
say who
Well,
does without
figure it
saying who
out
they are.
yourself.
Curious.
You're Mr. Genius. Figure it
Oh,
out
I
yourself.
didn't
I
say I was
figured it
Mr.
out. You can
Genius.
figure it
I'm
out.
saying I'm asking you the
Well, I
question.
am not
You're
gonna
saying
put
it.
any names
Okay.
out there. Okay, Roman?
Okay. All
I
right.
know my business.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
a couple other things that I'm curious about is in regards to how I appreciate getting invited today to the CAB meeting for the facilities committee meeting, which I'm very curious about, very interested about, because I think it's a great idea to start involving the community in regards to a lot of the decision making process, or just to get a feel in regards to what their sentiment is. Always have to be in touch with the community, so I'm excited about that. So today I'll be meeting at 1 o'clock with the superintendent, and I'll be meeting with that committee, or visiting the committee. I'm not going to be speaking or anything. Visiting the committee at the CAB today at 5:30. Just interested in getting more information in order to make informed decisions that I will more than happily come out here and do my best to explain in regards to the process. Now, and just to say, guys, not everyone out there is going to get what they want. Teachers may want a $10,000 raise a year, and an extra month off, a PTO or something. It's not going to happen, But I think one of the things where our previous boards maybe have failed us is in regards to actually coming out and informing the community why these decisions were made and what got us to this point. But more importantly, especially with facilities, we have to find out. And I know a lot of people say that, stop focusing on the past. I said, well, you got to find out where the shortcomings are, where the downfalls were in regards to, like, veterans being, broken, cracking at the seams after it had just been built. Sam Stadium going already over budget, which I agree with Roman in regards to, hey, it's just a lot of it had to do with the uppity of the economy. That's expected. But more important to me is how they lose money out there when you have a whole department that's focused solely on taking care of that stuff. And again, a lot of the other shortcomings that I've always had questions on. One of the good things about being on the board and having the back information is, you don't have to come out and try to connect the dots, with what you have. You're going to have basic facts out there saying that this is the reason. And also question is to regards to, was action taken against the individuals that maybe might have cost us $1 million here or there, or were they just moved or switched to a different position? Uh, I think one of the other things that is concerning to me is, and was concerning to me towards the last time I was on the board, is why some of these schools continue to lose money that should go and belongs to the students. We've had a lot of the mishaps in regards to money disappearing at different schools. Why is that happening, and how can we basically, what can we do in order to avoid that from happening? Because a lot of the schools that were burned back then, that I heard of, were some of the poor schools here in the area, and that's just very unfortunate that they would take $30,000, $70,000 or something, and it just completely disappeared. You wouldn't even be held accountable.
And you know what really a lot of people were questioning when the closing of the schools, we had a board member that a while back, she was just a parent.
Wait. I want to
She was
answer
out
Ram's thing.
rowdy,
Sam's making a point.
she was rowdy about,
Just
stop closing schools and this and that. BISD has already a total of 8 schools closed. That's just the beginning, guys. That's just the beginning. Because it is my understanding that these schools that have a waiting list, they're getting ready. They're looking for property, and they're going to go and tap into the areas where those students are being lost, where they're leaving, where our students are leaving. And that's the scary part. If we don't become creative and innovative, and we don't understand what our true purpose is as a community, as a leader, as a parent, the teachers are doing the best they can. And let me tell you, we're losing good tenured teachers. We're losing an amazing group that has been in the system for so long. You cannot get newbies all the time. The new needs the old to balance out. So once they're ready to leave, they're good on their own. And unfortunately, every year we've lost a lot of people that have been beneficial to our system.
So,
And
do you want more teachers? Do you want less teachers, or how do you want to pay for all this?
Right now is the I don't care attitude. So when a school,
Again, how do you want to pay for all these things? I mean, Erasmo just said that there's some things they're gonna.
You're not listening.
Oh, I'm listening to what you're saying.
Let me tell you one thing, Roman.
Oh, dear
What's happening
Lord.
is that teachers don't want to leave yet, but because the system is so bad right now, they're leaving. They have a position there.
Guess
They
then
have a
leave.
position.
No one like Erasmo was saying. Some people want like 10. We're not going to pay him $10,000 a year. We're not going to increase their
Some
pay
people are not
raise.
even doing it for the money, Roman. Okay,
Okay, great. Then stay around. Enjoy.
I have
A mí
plenty
me
of
vale.
friends that are teachers, and
Okay.
they would like to finish their term to reach the retirement. Okay,
Okay.
they would like to reach the retirement. Unfortunately, they can't take what's going on in the district anymore with the disrespect that they don't have the support. There's a lot more going on.
What that support is it again? Earlier you were saying that the support has to do
Administration.
with
Do
the
you
parents.
understand that when you
Yes,
when
I
you
do,
I
and
don't think
Kathy,
so.
like I
I don't.
do.
Have
No,
you
I
been in
do
a
what you know. What?
classroom?
Yes.
Have you been in a classroom? Yes or no? Simple. Yes or no? Have you been in a classroom?
No, I've never
Okay.
been in it,
So
and
then
I've
that
never.
answers
No,
my
actually,
question.
that's
You
not
don't
even
really
true. That
understand
I am
what's going
actually
on.
I've taught at a university, but that's different
That's
than I guess the
that's
public.
another
Very
level,
different.
Roman.
But you
That's
asked me, have I
another
ever
level.
been in a classroom?
You're
But
talking
whatever.
about a big gap there,
Okay,
university
that's great.
to a
All right.
public. Please.
So I just want
Hi.
I hope that one of the
Like
things that
you're acting like I don't know what you're talking about. I know what you're saying, but you can't say from one out of the year. The administration's not supporting people because
You
they're not
understand
being mean
what
to parents.
administration does? In the administration, I mean principals.
Administration sucks. You want
Okay.
me to say it? Because I've said
No,
it multiple times.
I'm not asking you to say that either.
No, but I'm
It's
telling
coming
you
out of
they
your mouth.
suck. I
You want to
agree
say it.
with you that they suck and they don't do their job because there are so many of them and they're getting paid glass ballots. But you talk from one side of the mouth and the other side of the mouth, and they don't necessarily make sense sometimes.
No, they do
Kathy,
make
they
sense.
don't.
Let me tell you why.
No, they
Because I
don't.
have teachers that say that they're
Okay.
having trouble with students and they don't have the administrative support as per when it comes to the discipline. Do you
Yeah,
want
but then
more?
you also have
Do
teachers
you
who
want
want more
more?
money. They
Do you
always
want
want to
more?
raise.
Do
Yeah,
you want more? Because the teachers don't deserve to be let go. They're the ones, that's where the foundation is. Get it
I
together,
agree
Roman.
with you, but
Well, I
sometimes
don't think you
teachers
do
should
because
be able to leave if they want to make more money. Because
you're
that
trying
also
to
just
make
said
sure
that.
that teachers, oh, just leave. Just leave. It doesn't matter. You're a
Yes.
center teacher.
If
Also,
that's what
you
it's
want
if they're in it for the money, they want to pay rate, they don't like it, leave.
these
And I
friends
mean, it's
of
not
mine
like it's
aren't
gonna
in it
get
for
any
the
better
money.
if they
They
go to
love the
idea or something. It's not
profession.
gonna get better for them.
They love the profession. They love the profession.
Oh,
These
okay,
teachers
great.
love the profession.
All
Okay.
right.
so so hopefully what we get from all this is I just want answers. I want those lines that connect those dots so that we don't have to be maybe making them up or exaggerating to some point. Because at the end of the day, we're hoping is to be able to present. Oh, this is what really is going on. So we'll meet with the superintendent at 1 o'clock, and ask for material if they could possibly put that together for me before the meeting on Thursday. I greatly appreciate it. And I think I don't think it's stepping a line, because the only thing that I'm requesting is for any public information request that I make, not be dragged on till after the meeting. So I'm going to see if they could possibly have information for us by Monday or this weekend, so I can do a little bit of reading and research, and then see where we want to be in regards to restructuring the board, in regards to what
That's
positions.
gonna happen. That has to happen.
Yeah, in regards to
I'm
what.
sure they're gonna want to restructure the board by now. They're already thinking.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I really really want to have a serious conversation with the individuals that are on the board right now, is in regards to what positions we're going to have on the board. And so those are the things that I want to be prepared for Thursday's meeting. Again, one of the things that we'll have is we'll continue to have the shows in the morning, and maybe even every so often, like we did election night, maybe 1 at 12 o'clock at night, for the 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Because one of the things that I hope, and I get asked this a lot, Erasmo, is that, are you going to fade away into the sunset, esconderte atrás de todos los demás? That's not my style. Will do my best to be on every single morning, Monday to Friday, and continue to share with you any information that I receive, I get, or that I feel pertinent to the computer, and I have a haircut at 15 minutes, because I got to take good pictures now that I'm a board member.
Hmm.
There you go. Bye. I gotta go.
Have a great one.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Have good luck.
Thank you. So those are my plans for the day, Roman. One of the things that I want to do, guys, is I will be sharing with you all is on the
Wait. Go back to Daniel, because apparently he thinks that this is about Jessica. It's not. Like I don't have to be defensive of anybody, but y'all can say whatever you want to say. I guess doesn't mean true. Yeah.
Well,
It's just what annoys me is like when I voted for Kati, I have no problem saying I voted for Kati, but she lost. The community had a choice, and they voted for Daniela. Am I happy about it? No, I'm not happy about it. But she's still repeating the same thing over and over and over again. That the At some point we have to turn the page. The election was over. Figure out what the voters wanted, because the voters aren't just parents. The voters aren't just
anyone.
property owners. They're not just taxpayers, not just renters. It's not in particular group. It's the voters. They voted, and they voted for Daniela. Am I happy about it? No, I'm not. I don't agree with Daniela, but at some point you have to figure out what the new turn the page, figure out what's going to happen next, get your arguments that you're going to do, and then move on. But it's just tired of it. I'm tired of hearing the same thing over and over again. The voters had a choice and they voted against her. Does it make me happy? No.
Well, I'm very proud that the voters voted our way. I will say again, thank you all to the community. Thank you to the 15 plus thousand people that cast their vote for Erasmo Castro. I greatly appreciate it.
Mm.
And we'll still be representing 100% of the individuals that went out to vote, and even those individuals that did not go out to vote. So thank you again.
Or all the many undervote people that showed up and decided, I'm not voting in that race.
Some of those people, it's kind of funny. It was kind of trippy. I do have a haircut in 10 minutes, so I'm going to go get this taken care of. Because this is the money maker right here, Roman.
So you're admitting you're making money already off of being a board member?
Yeah,
You're
Maggie.
making money on the side and stuff like that? So you're admitting to crimes then? Great.
Yeah, Maggie.
Oh, how is she doing that you won?
Oh, you remember when Hillary lost? When you had that lefty go, no! Remember that video?
Yes. There were a lot of people on TikTok apparently. I don't watch TikTok, but there are videos everywhere. People going crazy because of Trump.
That was Maggie.
Because you won?
Tuesday night.
Oh no, but she's gonna get her way if you decide to go with. She's gonna no, but if now that you won, but if you end up going with her team, she's gonna be happy again. She'll be ecstatic.
I don't do things to make people happy.
Oh no, but you're gonna do it anyway, and then you're gonna make she's gonna be happy. She'll be fine with you. She won't be she's gonna be your bestie all over again.
There's just a couple of things that I want, and I'm hoping that my other board.
Yes, you made it very clear at the show on Tuesday night. You want to be president of the school board.
Yeah, that's one of them, and I'm hoping.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think you should be the president of the school board. And I've told you.
What's your opinion?
Oh no, it's my opinion. I don't think it'll be right at all. It won't be right. It wasn't right when Carlos was demanding it. When he got on the school board 2 years ago, it's not right when you do it. I'm consistent. Unfortunately, you're not.
I was asked, what is it that you expect? What is it you want? I'm going to share with you what you want.
I know. I don't agree with you. I don't think being president is the one thing you should be requesting.
Ultimately, the ones that are going to decide are the other board members. So yeah. I'm hoping that they decide to come our way in regards to being president of the board. This after the restructuring of the board this coming Thursday. I hope that they're okay with it. Again, I'm just hoping and hopeful. Now, if they
you've already been offered it. Haven't somebody offered it to you already, or asked if you want to be president of the board?
Well, maybe. But what I'm trying to say, but with that said, one of the things that I've always promised to do is I'm going to have conversations with every single board member. I'm not going to exclude myself to this group, that group. I'm not going to play that game. Going to have conversations with every single board member and say, look, this is what I'm hoping for, and I hope that y'all could help me out with that, just to qualm the thing.
Do you think it's appropriate? You think it's appropriate for you to be president?
100%. Yes, 100%.
Why do you believe that you should be president?
Again, one of the things
right now, you just got elected for the first time in.
One of the things that you made mention, which I agreed with, is that, and I agree with, community spoke. The community did not give the left. The community did not give the left a majority. The community did not give the right a majority, and they placed me smack in the middle in order to affect some type of change, and maybe hopefully push.
And you can do that as a board member without having to be president of the school board.
push the board. I've already said what I want. I don't give a shit what you think, and if you don't want me to be, I don't care. I already
No, I
said
don't. I
I
mean,
want
I voted for you, and I happily voted for
what I'm
you.
trying to say is I don't need you to rehash it. I don't think you should be. You should be. It's fine. I've already said
Oh,
that.
but you were
That's
totally
what I
okay
want.
with Kathy rehashing the same thing she's been saying for weeks as a candidate, the entire show. You were okay with rehashing that,
No,
but you're not
I
okay with
was
me repeating
eating.
that. Okay.
I was eating, and I was
I'm
trying to
sure
get.
you were eating.
I was
Yeah.
trying to get a word in edgewise in regards to what
You should have been able to. I was waiting for you to
the
say
end.
something so we could
Ultimately,
stop
it
talking
was
about the
it
same
was
thing we were talking about for three
what
weeks.
we should have gone out there and said it was, well, this is what I expect to do, because I
Mhm.
planned to do that every day, guys. This is what's upcoming. This is what you have to do. But I've already made my mention in regards to a couple of things that I like. Now, if the other board members say, hey, well, we have a different plan idea, well, I want to sit down and listen to them. What do you want? What I mean,
So you're open
where
to
where
compromise, which
where
is
can we,
fine.
yeah, where can we all come together and compromise? Say, hey, well, let's do this, and I'll be cool with that. But again, I want to be able to have a conversation with these things,
You
because
should.
I don't want, and I've said this publicly, and I'll say this again. I don't care for the 4-3. I never have, and I never will. What I want is individuals on that board who are going to be independent thinkers and just vote for what's right. It's not that complicated. I don't want to be a part of a majority. Is that I want the board as a whole to work together in regards to those things that are most concerning to students, staff, and this community as a whole. It's just that simple. I had a run-in with the
Mhm.
mayor this morning, Mayor
The
Khan.
communist.
I appreciate the mayor coming over and congratulating. Thank you, and I appreciate it. And we had a quick little conversation. That's one of the other conversations I want to have with the superintendent today is in regards to the Cummings purchase. But just to get some information, I got to go on. I appreciate you coming on. we,
Yeah,
we weren't, we weren't very vocal today.
no, it's very difficult to be vocal when you have somebody repeating the same thing over and over and over again. Again, that we heard this time she ran, the last time she ran, the time before that she ran, and I love Gatti. I voted for her, but yeah, it's time to you know get a new record. Let's say something else.
Yeah,
You know,
guys, have a
that's all
great
I want.
day. Roman, love you, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
God
take care.
bless. Have a
God
great
bless.
day. God bless.
You too. Bye.
Guys, be good to each other.